Now, face the mighty bison.
Okay, so I want to look at your stats. Do you look at your stats pretty often or not at all?
Usually after I play ranked, but I haven't really played ranked in a while, so I don't really know what they look like right now.
Would you consider yourself to be a good player or like a bad player, a decent player?
I feel like I've gotten better defensively. I don't really know where I'm at, but it's also one of those things where it's just very hard to tell because a lot of the matchups that I do know, I feel like I do good, but then I get a lot of those matchups where I don't know and I'm like, well, I don't know what to do in this situation, so I just try to mash and try and get out of it.
I mean, your stats, bro, are crazy. 100 attacking. What's even crazier is the 96 technique while also having 82 defense.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, when I say Bryan Fury players are different, bro, I think this one guy is summarizing it perfectly. I once said that Bryan Fury players are very honest when their characters is broken, which bro has been. I always say that Bryan Fury players has the skill and technicality to back up what they're saying. Bro has it. Like Bryan Fury players are kind of different. This is why I really respect Bryan Fury players and I don't respect Harong, Anna. It's just they don't have the skill, the knowledge, the stats. Bro's cooking.
I didn't realize they were that good. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't realize my defense was actually that high. Like you find a lot of people that have defenses of like low or high 60s and like low 70s. 82 for me is kind of crazy, I feel.
Almost perfect technique is insanity. I feel like the hardest thing to do is technique. But yeah, you got
Right.
perfects in all of those. The only thing that is really hurting you is your judgment. You have four, it's 21 out of 25 on judgment.
I just can't believe that my attack is at 100. Never really realized that, but the technique, I do use stage hazards very well, in my opinion, compared to how most people use them, where they just use them to use them and not utilize anything from them. But I guess my defense is definitely better than what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
The blocking being at 25 out of 25, though, that does make sense because my play style in Tekken 7 was turtle, and I do still try to do that in this game. It's just harder with everything that goes on in this game.
Would you consider Bryan Fury to be an evasion character? Because your evasion is pretty high.
I guess it would depend on if that also includes all the other characters that I've played. With Heihachi, obviously you evade with stuff like your wave dash in most cases. But as far as Bryan, if you utilize him right, he can evade. I think that evade stat probably also includes ducking highs.
Your Heihachi 55% win rate, 204 wins while having 166 losses. Your best matchup with Heihachi is Bryan Fury, so that means you really know how that character works and you could take him down using a side character. Worst matchup is Kazuya. Okay, so let's look at your Bryan now. Your Bryan stats: 54% win rate, 474 losses. Best matchup is Jun Kazama, 34% win rate against her. Worst matchup is Lily, which is a 40%. That's pretty good though. Usually people's worst matchups, you'll see it at like a 32 or something. So the fact that it's 40, that your worst matchup number is still higher than kind of what the average is, right?
Even with Lily, Lily is a hard matchup for Bryan just because of her sidestep. Her sidestep is so good in this game. A lot of his moves are linear, like his down forward 2-1 and like his back one, very easy to sidestep. Bryan really only has like two moves that he can use to stop Lily, and that's 1+2 and down forward 4. It's her identity. She's always had a good sidestep. Even in Tekken 7, I think she probably had one of the best ones. So it's just the character. I don't mind the character. I actually like fighting Lily.
For ranked, you said you didn't play that much ranked. Why not?
I have played so much competitive gaming in my life. I played a lot of League. I played a lot of CS:GO. I'm not a big fan of competitive mindset anymore. After I turned like 23, I was like, I'm kind of done with all this. So now I just kind of do it whenever I can't find matches on casual, or I kind of feel like I want to do a little bit of rank today. I think another reason why I don't play ranked so much anymore is because I don't like the being forced to do two matches and then you're done fighting somebody. I like the changes that they did to casual games, unlimited rematches against a person. I don't think a first to two is a good way to go about doing competitive at all. You're really forcing yourself to try and stop a 50-50 when you don't understand a person's timing. So it just makes it very hard. So that's why I don't like how Tekken 8 has done the rank system. I liked it in Tekken 7 only because you could matching somebody over and over again. Now, obviously, that allowed people to inflate their rank by playing the same person over and over again. To an extent, I think it was better because you could actually learn how to fight against the person that you're fighting against. Somebody said, somebody just said, "What is this, Weenie Hut Junior? You don't always bring your A game?" No, I just want to have fun. That's what I play games for, man. I just want to have fun.
I do want to get to this, Dono. We have a question for you. If you're not giving the game your all, then how do you find it justifiable to complain about balance?
Because the times that I do give it my all, I'm not having fun in terms of where the balance is. So when I say I'm not giving it my all, I'm just saying that I'm trying to find ways to have fun. Like I will do Incinerator over and over again while I'm in heat, just because it's fun to do. And it's fun to watch your enemy try and figure out what you're doing. Someone like me, I don't think that they should listen to me whenever it comes to balance, only because I don't have all of the knowledge of the game. I'm just saying that I feel like there is issues where there is balance issues that need to be addressed, but I don't have any say of what that needs to be changed. I just justify it by saying this is my opinion. Everybody can have an opinion, whether my opinion's wrong or not. That's just
Yeah, the way that I try to describe it is like, I don't want the developers to listen to my individual, balancing critique. I just want them to listen to the feeling of what I'm saying. It's like how we're talking about Ford 1+2, right? I'm not going to give a specific thing they should do to change it, but I do want them to know, like, as a Yoshi man, I think that is encroaching on his identity and it's making him do things that he shouldn't.
Do you feel like there's a lot of moves in this game that have too much reward for the little risk that they have?
One example
So
would be Law's Nunchuck. That move does
yes,
everything while also you can't do anything.
and I think my biggest one is probably Steve's Lionheart heat engage mid that also is a homing, especially for the situation that he's in with the stance where he has all those options. I definitely feel like that move is just too big of a reward for what he gets out of it because it's not punishable. It's safe. It's also a homing. And it's a heat engager. Other than Law's Nunchuck, what would be the worst one in your opinion?
Alyssa's Power Crush. I think all safe Power Crushes, they shouldn't recover as fast. I would also say Lily's back turned Heat Smash, really cheap. That move should not work that way. Claudio's low Heat Smash should be, him having that in his toolkit is just so crazy. Same thing with Lee. Heihachi's mix up after Heat Smash is crazy. Pretty much Warrior Instinct as a whole. Ling's Heat mix ups and her Hypnosis, like Sidewalk.
Do you feel like after a blocked heat smash, do you feel like a person should get as much plus frames on block?
The concept of doing a comeback mechanic and then having a mix up after, I mean, let's talk about, because it is a comeback mechanic. Let's talk about another comeback mechanic. Imagine how crazy it would be if someone did a rage art, you block it, and then they get a mix up after. That's what heat smashes are. It's crazy. Dragunov, if he miss, he still runs all the way down the stage. You have to run after him and then do your attack. And if you're not quick enough, which we know even pro players aren't, he will turn around, block whatever you did, and then kill you. And it's like, that should not happen.
I talk a lot of shit about Bryan, but he's my main. The fact that Bryan at the wall can get plus 15 and then he basically has a guaranteed taunt after that, I don't think stuff like that in the game should be in the game. Why are you giving somebody that can launch you from an unblockable? Obviously, it requires skill. Not everybody can just do taunt jet upper. But why are you giving somebody that much leeway after pressing a button for free that you can just launch them afterwards because they blocked? I don't like that. So with rage drives, it wasn't as bad because you were at most, I think, I can't remember what it was for Bryan, but I think at most you were only like +7, which is still a lot in that game, but you could still sidestep because you couldn't sidestep anything if you were -8. And I don't think there was anybody in the game that had something that you couldn't sidestep like that afterwards, but twitch.tv/eoric. You could also find me on Twitter at the same handle. Thank you, Moonsault, for having me on. I do very much appreciate the conversation.